Hi everyone, my name is Susie Q and I am the owner and maker of Glitter with Susie Q. If you like the content that you're seeing, please like, subscribe, and share. You can also connect with me by Facebook, Instagram, and email. Today we're going to be making this Oh My Stars epoxy tumbler. Please do me a favor before you start watching this video. If you would subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. Today we're starting off with just a spray painted white tumbler. I am going to use the epoxy method and I'm going to add this firecracker glitter to my tumbler. I ran into my biggest regret of this tumbler very early on in this. So my vision kind of was to have a solid bottom of glitter and then kind of waterfall it up. I have done this kind of tumbler so many times. I don't know why I decided to change the way that I do this on this tumbler, but it was instant regret. So I am spreading this epoxy on to my tumbler and it's starting to get a little bit thick because this was, I think, the third or fourth cup that I had been working on with this epoxy. So what I did was instead of just spreading the epoxy all over the cup and then just doing a very light waterfall so that the glitter was sparse up at the top, I just decided to take my hand and touch the cup in different places in order to get the epoxy to stick there. You will see once I pour my glitter on, the glitter at the top is so patchy and in such a weird shape in places that it kind of messed up the back of this this tumbler, because I only wanted it to really have heavy glitter on the back side, and then the front side we're going to add an Oh My Stars decal. But the back is, and especially there's just one patch that I wish that it had gone better. But from now on, y'all, just don't try to get cute with it. You know what to do. Epoxy the whole tumbler and then just lightly, angle your cup and pour your glitter on in order to get that waterfall or that cascading of glitter. Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. It was a terrible decision. The cup actually ends up turning out really cute in the end, but like right there's this hole of white that doesn't have any glitter on it, and it just doesn't really match or fit. I don't know what I was thinking. It wasn't my brightest moment. Comment below if you have ever done that to yourself where you immediately knew that you had messed it up and you're like, well, I guess I'm committed now, so I'm just gonna go through and figure it out. Let me know how you fixed your cup below. So here I am, because this is a chunkier glitter, I am using my hand to pat down the glitter so that it doesn't poke up. Like the video that I just did before, my video from last week, for whatever reason, I was taking shortcuts and I decided not to seal this tumbler with my glitter glue. This did not take 4 coats of epoxy. This one only took 3, and I think it's because I'm taking the time here and I'm patting down my glitter. On the other one, I didn't even pat down the glitter. I don't know what I was thinking. But pat down your glitter and then do yourself a huge favor and seal it with your glitter glue. Just take the extra time so that you don't have to deal with pieces of glitter poking up, sticking up, they lay down way better, and you have to do less coats of epoxy. So at this point, I am realizing like, oh my gosh, this is not turning out how I really wanted it to. But I'm kind of committed at this point, and I'm going to say, you know what, I'm just going to trust, and I'm going to hope that it turns out to look decent. And it does. So no worries on that aspect, but don't ever do a waterfall with this method. It was not my brightest moment. And here I'm just gonna roll my cup in my paper so that I can get those pieces of glitter to adhere to my cup better, and so that I don't have bits and pieces that are sticking up and poking up. Once I get done rolling my cup, I am going to put it on my turner, and I'm just going to let it spin for 3-ish hours in order to let that epoxy cure that I used to adhere the glitter. Now I'm going to put my epoxy onto my tumbler turner, and I am going to actually put a thicker layer of epoxy on it in order to cover up that glitter. I believe that I did 2 layers of epoxy in order to get a nice smooth finish so that I could add my decal. All right, so now I'm going to take this Oh My Stars decal, and I am going to adhere it to my tumbler. So you see that I'm kind of pointing out imperfections. I got this decal in a bundle with the Glitter Chimp. When they were still in business, they would you could buy, X amount of pieces of vinyl, and in this bundle, some of them could be used, partially used. It was some of them could have damages on them, but they were all usable pieces of vinyl. So this is one of those, and I just kind of cut that piece off up at the top, and you can kind of see that there's that little slit in the word O. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. I would never sell this, but for a personal cup, it doesn't bother me that there's a little slit in the word O. So I'm cutting out this decal, and I am going to attach it to my cup. At first, I'm thinking that I was going to use the transfer tape, but after kind of thinking about it and looking at it, I decided I am just going to use the hinge method with the backing that's already on it. I am not going to go through the pain and effort of putting on transfer tape with this big of a decal. It really wasn't needed. So I'm going to find the place that I want my decal to go on. I am then going to take part of the backing of the decal off, and I'm going to use my scissors in order to cut off the backing so that I can adhere a part of the decal to the cup. You will notice that this is a clear backed decal, so you can see where there are not words, you're going to be able to see the cup that is below. I am positioning my decal and making sure that it is where I want it to be. I want to make sure that you're able to read it, so I want it to be really in this white space that I have, and I want to make sure that that it's not too close to the top, and that you can actually see what's written on there, and that I'm not putting it on one of the bigger chunks of glitter. So here I am, just very slowly and very carefully using my fingers to push that backing out from underneath it. And I am, at this point, I have to be very careful because there's that slit in the O. I want to make sure that it doesn't tear anymore. So I've now gotten on the decal, and I'm happy with its positioning. I think it looks really good. You can still read it. The glitter behind it kind of just gives it a little bit more dimension. And I really, really love the front of this tumbler. I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, this is gonna work out really nice. I'm noticing that that's kind of more glitter underneath the S than what I wanted, but it's fine. You can still read it. It looks good. It's fine. I did have an air bubble, so I went ahead and I popped that just to make sure that you couldn't see it once I put the layer of epoxy on it. So after I pop these bubbles, I am going to put this on my tumbler turner, and I am going to do 3 layers of epoxy on top of it. So this, in order to finish it off, it took 3 layers of epoxy. If you wouldn't mind, I would really, really appreciate it if you would like this video. Liking this video will help other people see this video, and it will help my channel grow. So I would really appreciate it if you would go ahead and you would take a moment and like this video. Like I said before, put this on my tumbler turner, put a couple layers of epoxy on it, and she was all ready to go. If you also wouldn't mind, right after you like this video, if you wouldn't mind sharing it, that would be awesome, so that other people can see the content that I am trying to share with everybody. And here's the final cup. When the cup spins to the backside, you're gonna see that little patchy piece that I'm not the biggest fan of. But all in all, I love this cup. I think it turned out great. I will put this into my rotation whenever I go to the lake house at the 4th of July. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Please like, subscribe, share, and I will see you next week with a new video. Thanks, guys. Bye. You can connect with me on social media with Facebook and Instagram, and you can also send me an email. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. But now it's time for you to watch the video that's suggested for you on the screen. Have a great day. Bye.